Hey everybody, welcome to GrandCon Day 2. We are sitting just outside of the convention hall in a nice little seating area overlooking the river. I'll say it again, downtown Grand Rapids really is kind of a beautiful city. We are going to be... Hey guys! It's the Schmalzes. We are going to try to play some Foundations of Rome today, and then the plan is to do a little bit more walking around and checking out the vendors. And then this afternoon we've got the Our Family Plays Games meetup, so we'll go check it out, see what's going on today. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I'm gonna take some income.
I'm also taking income.
Some more treats down there.
Coffee's finally cool enough to drink.
Like this specified. 8, wait, no, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you don't get it. Oh, that's with the more costly one,
Population building. Notice 3.
Oh man, if I had been more eloquent. Oh, look at this!
You're running live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, these are historical games for the most part.
Okay.
We were looking at the peg games at the restaurant, that you play.
Yeah.
Said, there's got to be something better than this. But it led us down that rabbit hole of history, and we got to the point where we were doing serious research on some of these games. This is the oldest game that we have in our collection, and also the oldest game known to humankind.
I've heard of it.
5,000 years old, discovered in a tomb in Samaria, and remarkably, about 20 years ago, they discovered the rules in another tomb. So we actually have the actual rules to this game. A lot of the other ancient games, like Senet from Egypt, the rules are kind of speculative. And the more you search around the interweb or in books or whatever, you'll find variations on rules that have evolved, centuries old. So there's a lot of different ways to play some of this game.
Yeah.
But this one is Konane from Hawaii, and the rules are very well known. They've been codified for hundreds of years now. Tablut is a 1,000-year-old game from the north part of Scandinavia. One of those that the Vikings took with them all over Europe and so on. And it was actually created by the Sami people. We used to call them the Laplanders.
Okay.
And it's a fascinating asymmetrical strategy game, and it uses a custodial capturing, which is very unique.
Interesting. That's fascinating.
This little game here, Todolospi, is from the southwest of the United States. It was played by the Zuni tribe in New Mexico. When the conquistadors came from Europe, they found them playing this game 600 years ago.
That's really interesting. That's cool that you guys are kind of making these ancient games available again.
And they've survived for so long because they actually are refined, and they've been play tested by generations.
Yeah. If anything, these have definitely been play tested over that many years, I assume. Very cool.
But it's been fascinating. Of course, our best clients have been schools and libraries, museums, people like that. Boxes full of
Sure.
museum stores. The best sale we've had actually so far was the Swedish Cultural Museum in Gotland. Ordered 400 games for their museum store.
Can I get a shot of this ship back here? I didn't even notice that the first time through.
We've been working on that project for a couple of years, actually, and hope to hit Kickstarter here in the next few months. And that's actually
looks
a Viking
amazing.
Game. It's a game from about 1,000 years ago, and played in Norway, Denmark.
Very cool.
It's what they call a running fight game. There's very few of those actually in history.
Okay. How does that play?
It basically two sides. Well, they say the scenario is that there's two factions on this dragon ship, and they're out in the ocean, and the one faction decides, all right, it's time, let's meet. So you've got the good guys and the bad guys kind of thing going on.
Oh, okay.
And literally, you wake them up before they go into battle. So they're all asleep in their hammocks on the ship. You roll a certain die roll in order to wake them up, activate your player. And then they go around this track. They interact as they go down the center of the deck, and then they go back below decks, so to speak, to recuperate, and then come back up to the battle game. And as they go around, you're eliminating the other
Interesting.
faction. But yeah, it's historically accurate. Like you say, it was played in Denmark and Norway, and they have archaeological evidence in their museums over there of the game.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's worth backing just for the table presence alone.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we're shooting for, really. Like I say, if you put that up on the bookshelf and people come over to the house going, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You want to play?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I thought it was just decoration.
Yeah. This is another version of a very similar game. This one was played by the Sami people up in Sweden and Finland.
Okay.
And it is a running fight game as well, but the dragon ship has just got so much charm to it.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
You know, this is great, but that's great.
Why have hamburger when you can have steak, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah,
Awesome.
we've got probably some of the more recent games. We got a couple 20th century games. This one, Man in the Moon. That's the original box that they used. The McLaughlin brothers published this around
I think I've seen
1900.
that cover before.
Probably
yeah.
have, yeah. But it actually, one of the reasons I wanted to include it was not just because it's 120 years old, but it's a melding of two other games that are actually have roots in Africa. They go back hundreds and hundreds of years, and the guys at the game companies melded them together to come up with the Man in the Moon game and market it at that 1900s audience. All those histories are fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great stuff.
Yeah, great. Thanks for showing me.
It's all right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, the card games, these are my own invention. Tesla, of course, who doesn't like Tesla, but the cardboard is probably the biggest seller as far as the original games is concerned. The cards become the board. You build the board as you play, and you can build little traps for people and stuff, and then you can get caught in your own trap if you're not careful. It's a fun little game, different every time.
That's fun. Yeah, I tend to like that concept, especially since it makes it so easy to travel with. Like you can kind of
absolutely, yeah, it's a
just throw it in your backpack.
Yeah, and it's kind of, these are all sort of travel games,
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
But they look cool on the bookshelf too.
Right.
We've had people that have followed us since the first Kickstarter a couple of years ago, and they've got the whole collection.
Yeah.
And loyal customers is a good thing. You know?
Absolutely.
But yeah, the Tesla game is probably the second really popular. It is based on the life of Tesla. There's positive cards and negative cards. Power cards. See, of course, I grabbed the whole thing here. These aren't shuffled. So the positive cards are positive things that happened to Tesla during his lifetime. We've got negative cards that would describe things that happened that weren't so great. And the object of the game is to collect millions of volts. Whoever ends the game and has the most millions of volts at the end of the game wins. But we have some of the landmarks from his career. Wardenclyffe, his big experiment with microwaves, right? And Colorado, where he did most of his super high voltage experiments, knocked out all the lights in Colorado Springs at one time. New York, where his main laboratories always were. And Niagara, of course, we used his technology extensively for the...
We still use it today.
Still use it,
Yeah.
right. Of course, I got my picture taken with his statue at Niagara.
Did you? Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah, it is, in the jargon of the day, it is a blind bidding, trick-taking deck building game.
Oh,
So it has all three of those aspects wrapped into one game.
interesting. Well, we like all of those things, so I might stop back by
Yeah,
later.
that'd be great. There's my card.
Excellent.
Yeah. But yeah,
Great.
fun little game. Of course, like I say, we got $2 off special.
Fantastic. Great. Thanks for showing me, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What you got here?
Would you like to hear about it?
I would love to hear about it.
Awesome. So this is Flock Together. This is a cooperative game for 1 to 5 players where everyone takes on the role of a different chicken and works together to fight off the invading predators by the end of the 3rd season. So say you're playing as this character here, Huckleberry Finn. You start with the game small, but as you play, you can level up your character to get stronger and gain new abilities.
Oh, cool.
And you can keep leveling up your character to get even stronger and get even more abilities. Now, these fit real nice to your dual layer player boards, and the villains work the same way. So say you're facing off against Sal Monelli here. If you don't defeat Sal by the end of the 1st season, he's going to level up and get stronger. You don't defeat him, he's going to keep growing, getting stronger until it allows you to take him out and get what every good boss will give you, that loot drop. Now, the game comes with 11 different characters you can be, so you might be playing as Winston Coopill, Sherlock Holmes, General So, Baywin, or Agatha Christie, fighting off characters like Esmeralda, Cleopatra, Professor Moltiari, Hans Gruber, or the grumpy guy, Owl Capone. Now,
Hans Gruber.
yeah, exactly, pushing off that building. Now, the game comes with deluxe wood tokens, wood, silkscreen both sides, heavy resin eggs, like feel this. And that's half the eggs.
Those are, yeah.
So those are colors the chickens actually lay. Because you know, nature makes the best color palette. First player token, metal. Because you know, what better way to have a metal first player token?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
our dice is actually a chicken.
Oh my god.
So 6 of the face, you got the wings on each side, of course. 2 for the feet, 1 in the back, whatever that is. So he sits there as your chicken dice. Now, do y'all have favorite colors?
I play orange.
Orange, purple, boom, right here.
Yeah, the colors
Now,
are based off
purple,
real
hard to find in the game because it's my favorite, I stuck it in there.
Of course, dual-sided.
So 8-player cheapos. So even if you're player number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th person picks from 4 colors.
Metal player tokens.
That's nice.
Done by Andrew Bosler, the same person who did it.
Yeah, linen finish, so soft you can sleep on it.
I could totally do that.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Good production. How does it play?
Yeah, so 3 main mechanisms of the game are leveling up, action points, and asymmetric player powers. So on your turn, first you'll start by taking a production. So here, if you're Annie Oakley, for example, you get a free food. And as you level up, you're going to change to start rolling for an egg, because you know, chickens lay eggs. So after that, you take 2 actions, any 2, and they can repeat. Some are location dependent for inside, they must be performed inside the coop, and others are outside dependent, so they must be performed anywhere outside the coop. Some you can do anywhere. And all the actions either revolve around gaining resources, leveling up your character, defeating the predators, maybe dealing with these pesky grubs that you might encounter along the way, or even dealing with the various weather conditions that'll plague you in the coop.
No DLCs, anything like that to start. It's always going to be the best game we offer. Everything you see here will be the same. Exactly.
Is this going to retail or is it? Oh, I see it right there.
Kickstarter in 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah, our pre-launch page is up. If you go there and just click the sign up to be notified button, just tell you when we go live, you can pick up your favorite character right now for free.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those aren't just regular stickers. They're as deluxe as we can make them. So they're waterproof. I tested it in my sink. So slap it on your water bottle, your teacup, laptop case, I think you're good to go.
Dishwasher safe then, huh?
Oh, I've only ever hand washed mine.
Oh,
but
okay.
It gets, we were all slow on the dishes, and they sit in the sink for a good bit. You know what I mean?
Probably one of the funniest AT&T commercials ever, where he talks about how, like, you know, you traded in, you loved your phone for a really long time, but you had to go get some. And he winks at the freaking camera because he knows what he's
Looks
doing.
great, guys.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for showing it off.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you.
Andrew Bosley did the art, same guy behind Everdell.
I could recognize it right away, yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of took himself on the board there, Bosley the crab.
I'm just kind of maneuvering my way through because I didn't.
And everything here, the magnets are all very yeah. I've done demonstrations the whole day. I'd be like shaking it, like it's not gonna
Right, exactly.
Hello, Beer City Board Games.
Also, you did Adventures Pop Classics, we believe. Hello.
1 a.m.
All right, hey everybody, we are just finishing up day 2 here at GrandCon, Saturday night. Today was a busy day, although we were just joking about how it always feels really busy, and then you kind of look back on it, it's not as busy as you thought it was, but you managed to be doing so much in a day, it just feels like, it's constantly go, go, go. So we woke up this morning, headed down towards the hall around 10:30ish. We stopped by here in the Amway. They have a restaurant called The Kitchen by Wolfgang Puck, and then that also has a quick service called Kitchen Counter. So we stopped by there for breakfast this morning. Had bacon cheddar egg sandwich. It was really good.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe want to stop by and get another one of those tomorrow. And then by the time we got down to the hall, our friends Carl and Steven already had Foundations of Rome set up and were ready to teach, so we jumped right into that one. Foundations of Rome from Arcane Wonders comes in a gigantic box, about the size of like 4 cinder blocks. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had it. I think, to me, I just thought that, it can't live up to the production.
Because it was the deluxe production that was in the library.
Right. Yeah. But, it really kind of did. It's strange. Like, did it need to be that big and fancy? No, I don't think so. But would I buy a cardboard version of it?
Well, not after playing the deluxe version.
I'd have a really hard time talking myself into it, and I know that's what I've heard a lot of folks say that, and I thought there's no way it could be. But when you see all of those buildings on the board, it looks great.
Yeah.
So it would be very hard for me to want to get anything but the deluxe version, I guess. But that's probably true of a lot of gamers,
right?
I would imagine. Let's see. What did we do after that?
Steven learned Hamlet while we went to Our Family Plays Games.
Yep. Our Family Plays Games did a panel show here, and that was so entertaining.
So entertaining.
Mick and Starla have such good banter back and forth, and they just had me cracking up the entire time. They're so funny, and they're such nice people too. So that was a lot of fun. They had a raffle, and I won a game, City Builder, Ancient World. I'm not very familiar with it. I like the cover art, but I don't really know much about the game. But it's always fun to win something in a raffle.
Right.
So.
Yep. I did not win anything in the raffle.
And while we were there too, got to meet up with Jen Cam. She's a board game Twitch streamer from Michigan, and she is kind of making the move over to YouTube now, it sounds like. So it was nice to meet up with her. I got to meet her for the first time at Origins, and then we got a chance to hang out a little bit at Gen Con, so she came up to Grand Rapids for GrandCon, so that was fun catching up with her. Let's see, after the Our Family Plays Games show, we went down and played Hamlet. What'd you think of Hamlet?
I did not bring my glasses, and the iconography on the board was very small. Everything was very small for the game, little tiny bits, and the iconography was very small. So I had a hard time seeing. I felt like everyone was hunched over, just trying to get as close to the board as possible.
Yeah.
After
we got a game for ants.
A game for ants. After we got towards the end, though, we also realized we missed one of the things that you could be doing to almost help the game along. And it felt like it was taking too long.
It was the market action where you could buy resources, either basic for a certain amount or the premium resources for slightly more. But we completely missed the fact that you could be doing that.
We just made it harder on ourselves.
So we made it harder on ourselves. I think it was because that tile got a little bit crowded.
I had a lot of donkeys.
With with
my
folks.
donkeys kept blocking everything.
That and getting the market tiles too.
Yep.
And so it kind of covered up the middle part of the tile where it told you that you could buy resources also, and the rules had kind of flown out of my brain at that point.
Everyone started getting a little bit tired around those, afternoons. You're getting a little tired for the afternoon.
We're thinking, man, this seems
taking
like it's taking a little bit longer than it should. But that would be why. Mm-hmm. I would say that I liked the game. I think the size of the iconography, though, would probably be enough for me not to actually pick it up.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate, but I kind of go back and forth too, because it's the fact that they shrunk it up means that it would fit on our table. And I have complained in the past about the fact that games now are getting
massive,
so big to the point where I can't even fit them on our table anymore.
A table built for gaming.
Yeah, our game table can't fit a lot of our games on it anymore. So I appreciate the fact that they tried to kind of shrink things down to make it a little bit more manageable. Mm-hmm. But in doing so, they also shrunk the iconography, which made it very difficult for me to read.
Yeah.
Gameplay-wise, though, I thought the game itself was pretty clever. It had a little bit of feeling of Keyflower, in that you're trying to move resources around this tiled map as you build out. So you're building out buildings that can create resources, and then you have to create a network to move those resources to the places where you need to spend them, which is very much like Keyflower. So it was good. It was good. If they made, they make the Excel versions of code names and stuff.
Like large print books.
Yeah, they would make. Yeah, if they made an Excel version of that where it was normal size, I'd probably consider that one. Mm-hmm. Let's see. After we played Hamlet, we took a little walk around the vendor area. I did a little bit of vlogging. I'm sure you will have seen that footage by now. Jen did a little shopping.
A little bit. Bought a couple rings. I always try to buy some rings, just like the little rings that the vendors sell. So I got another snake one, which I always get a snake ring, and then another one. Got some pineapple jerky, so vegan jerky, so it's pineapple. So I'm excited to try that. And then one of our game stores that's represented here had a Unicorn Fever box that was for $15, so I couldn't pass that up. It's just a goofy game, and the box is a little damaged, which is why it was so cheap. But
yeah, this is a vendor that comes in and they bring a lot of their dig and dent games, and they usually mark them down pretty significantly. So yeah, you can get some pretty solid deals from them.
Yeah. We talked about this one. We just kind of joked around about maybe we should get this just because it's a fun, goofy game. And it's like, well, for $15, I think we can get it.
Well, so. At the very least, we can give it a try, right?
Yeah.
And once we finished walking around the vendor area, we got back and they had set up Bad Company to try out, which I was kind of excited to play. Mm-hmm. We had talked a little bit yesterday about foodies and how that's kind of a Machikoro style roll dice and then do whatever those cards say or whatever. Bad Company is very much a similar style of game, but there's a little bit more going on than there is in foodies, and I think the upgrading felt more robust. And I don't know. I think I definitely liked it more than Foodies. I will
Yes,
say
yeah.
that for sure. I'm still kind of on the fence about whether I like it more than the Space Base. But it was really good. I had a lot of fun with that one.
I will say I liked it more than Space Base, only
Yeah.
because I just am not great at iconography, and Space Base has a lot of that. So a lot of times I'll get cards that I'm not fully understanding what they can do.
Yeah.
And this game didn't have that. It was very simple, very straightforward.
It was much more. The iconography was much more. Not simplified necessarily, but it was just
Less
much
complex. Yeah.
less complex. You're right. You're right.
simplified.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess that would be the right word.
But I still like Space Base, but I just, when I want to play that type of game, but maybe not have to think quite as much, I think I would rather play Bad Company.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a few small, like, minor issues with Space Base too, but I feel like the level of customization that you get with Space Base is
Right.
greater than you get in Bad Company. So I like them both for different reasons, and I have certain issues with both of them.
Right. Yeah, I would.
Generally, I would say I don't tend to like that style of game to begin with, so the fact that I actually like both of these games tells you that they're pretty good games.
Right.
Let's see. After Bad Company,
Then we played. Well, first of all, we kept trying to find Heat and Shadows over Camelot. Those are the two that were on
Right.
our list that we just have not been able to catch in the library. We miss
Yes.
we miss them every time. So we found Lords of Vegas, which had been on all of our lists, and one of the classics that none of us had played. So we played that one.
yep, that
Which was wild.
It was very chaotic. There was a lot of back and forth. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I do not roll dice well to save my life. I tend to have really terrible luck when it comes to rolling dice. So this may not have been a real smart pick of a game to play for me, but by the end of the game, Jen and I ended up tying.
Yeah, and we were not far behind our friend Carl either.
Yeah.
So, and he was kind of running away with it. It was to the point where we would roll off for something, and he would tell us what we were going to roll, and he would be right.
Yeah.
And I think we only beat you can bet again. You can bet at each other's casinos, and I think only once did one of us actually beat him, including when he would bet at our casino casinos.
Yeah.
He was on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah, so he ended up taking all of my money. And Jen took all my casinos. So I really didn't have a whole lot going into the very kind of
But
end of
you
the
still
game.
rallied. You still
I
took
rallied
stuff
at
back.
the end
Yep.
and was able to tie. So it was fun.
was fun.
I don't know if it's a game that I'd own.
It was
I know they're
stressful
coming out with a
fun.
new version of it. It was. It's a game that I think I would need to be in a very certain type of mood to
Yes.
play, and I don't know how often I would be in
Yeah.
that type of mood.
But I'm glad we played it. Because I
Yes,
have
me
been wanting
too.
To play
Yeah,
it.
for sure. It is one that we've kind of had our eye on for a while,
Mm-hmm.
just at least to try. So that was a good one to get to play. Let's see. After we finished that up, let's see. We chatted with our friends Evan and Missy for a little bit, which it's always good to catch up with them. We still haven't had a chance to play a game with them yet this year, but I'm hoping at some point during the con we'll get a chance to play something with them. We had talked about maybe vegetable stock. I know Evan brought it, so I'm hoping maybe tomorrow we can get vegetable stock in. And then we left the convention hall and we went down to about a block from our hotel. There's a restaurant bar called Z's. So we went there, grabbed a quick bite to eat, a couple of drinks, and then made our way back here to the hotel. And at this point, I'm about ready to crash.
Yes.
It's been a pretty long day, but it's been a really fun day. Let's see, are we missing anything? Anything
Joe?
I'm not thinking of? What's that?
Jill?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Jill. So Jill made a comment on one of the videos that I had put up, and she actually stopped me today as I was walking through the hall and said hi. It was great to meet you and your family. And yeah, hopefully we'll run into each other again. Maybe we can get a game in tomorrow too. Yeah, other than that, I think we're going to call it a night, and we will see you all bright and early in the morning tomorrow for Family Day.
Family Day, yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.